Thank you for joining me here today. I am Antonio Pagano from Pagano Sport Marketing. I'm here today to talk about sports marketing. First of all, let me summarize the goals of this presentation. I'm introducing myself, of course. I'm showing my teaching style. We will be talking about sports marketing, marketing in general, and sports marketing, similarities and differences. We will be seeing some sports marketing topics. We also will be briefly analyzing my theory about sports marketing and seeing some practical examples about what sports marketing is. Don't worry, the total duration of this presentation will be just 20-25 minutes maximum. Let's start. First thing first, who I am. I love this quote. It's one of my favorite quotes from Norman Vincent Peale, and it is shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you will land among the stars. There is no better sentence to summarize who I am, what's my philosophy of life. I always try to go above and beyond my limit. What is my background? I'm an attorney. I'm a licensed attorney in Italy. I also have more than 12 years of experience in the corporate environment and in sports marketing. I was a general manager, a professional manager for 2 professional rugby clubs in Europe. I published Marketing Ovale here, the first book in the world, I can't believe it, about the marketing of rugby. And I developed more than 200 business projects, and I published more than 50 articles. I love the 3W questions presentation. Who I am, what I can do, what are my goals? Very briefly, don't worry. In a nutshell, I believe that at this point of my career, I have the perfect background, right experience to really bring into teaching all my expertise. I have a professional standpoint, I have a practical standpoint that can really add value to any program. This is my academic background. I love putting 3 logos here. 2 are UC, one is UC, is University of California, Riverside, that actually is hosting us today for this video shooting. The other 2 are 2 Italian very prestigious colleges. One is University of Bologna, that is the oldest university in the world. I developed the whole program in sports management for them. And the other one is University of Bari, where I had really fun teaching sports marketing and promotion. And this post-degree program was in partnership with the Olympic Committee. I love using SWOT analysis that is normally used in a totally different context and way to introduce myself. Of course, I start with my strengths, and you can not really read it, but I'm a perfectionist, I'm meticulous, I'm outgoing, I'm multitasking, I have marketing and legal skills, I have teaching skills, legal background. As I said, I'm a licensed attorney, and I was one of the youngest attorney in Italy, and I have good negotiation skills. The last one is my Italian accent. That actually can be a strength or can be a weakness. Talking about my weakness, I'm a perfectionist. Sometimes timing is more important than perfection. That's why I consider a weakness. I'm demanding. I'm very demanding with myself first, and with my team, with my people. I'm stubborn, I'm a little impatient, I'm a hard worker. I always try to give 100% of myself. And of course, English is my second language, as you can tell from my thick Italian accent. What are my goals? In the long term, I want to be a college professor, and I want to be a licensed attorney in California. That's my dream, my goal, okay? In the short term, of course, is obtain this lecturer assignment at the UCSB and perform outstandingly. I really want have this opportunity. In the medium term is, of course, demonstrate my skills and improve constantly, enlarging my areas of expertise. So let's start with the core of this presentation. Sports marketing, of course, my vision about sports marketing. This is an ideal sports marketing program that I kind of designed, and this, of course, is just a basic template. You know, it always depends on the goals, also depends on the syllabus of every program. But this is just a generic idea to show what are some of the topics we can talk and develop in my lectures. We are talking about sports marketing as basics, communication in sport, what I define sports marketing 2.0, unconventional marketing like guerrilla marketing, ambush marketing, ambient marketing is very funny. Sports and entertainment marketing. Of course, fun engagement and sport and entertainment are the core, are the base of my theory. We will see in a little bit. And of course, I use a lot of case histories. I love giving my students a practical example to see the best practice. And I think there is nothing better than see the theory, analyze the development, and see something in action. We need to understand the consumer in every behavior, in every steps of this process. We need to understand what are the tools that we can use. Sports marketing is for me like a toolbox, and every time we can use the different tools accordingly to the different situation. We're talking about branding and advertising, of course. Public relation, PR, is one of the most used, tool in the sports marketing. How to evaluate our marketing strategy, very important, and of course, how to measuring success and failure in our activities. What are my goals and expectations? I really want to give a practical approach to sports marketing. Of course, understanding there are rules, there are theory, there are academic definition, but then translating them into action. What are the expected learning outcomes, objectives? First of all, learning sports marketing basics. Of course, we are talking about sports marketing. We need to learn to understand the basics. Marketing tools. What are the tools that we have as sports marketer that we can use? What is branding, advertising? How we can use it? These are important, tools. Plans and strategies. How to plan? How to develop a strategy? And of course, in my teaching, I will use presentation. I will use role play. I will use interaction with my students, slides, videos. So I try to make my lecture as much complete and funny as possible. Let's start with the generic academic definition. This gentleman here is, of course, Philip Kotler. He's the guru of sports management. And Kotler defines marketing as the science and art of exploring, creating, and delivering value to satisfy the needs of a target market at a profit. Of course, profit is part of any business. Marketing identifies unfulfilled needs and desires. I think that's a perfect academic, very formal definition of marketing. Let's see another one is more practical. This other gentleman here is Sergio Zaiman, is one of the best marketers in the world, and he's the head of marketing, the former head of marketing of Coca-Cola company. And Zaiman used a definition that I love because it's very practical, it's very to the point. It's selling more stuff to more people for more money. I think that's marketing, absolutely. But what is from marketing to sports marketing? What's the definition of sports marketing? And this is also an academic definition. Sports marketing is the process of designing and implementing activities for promotion and distribution of a sports product. To do what? To satisfy the needs or desires of consumer and to achieve the company's objective. Okay? This is a very academic definition of sports marketing. This is my definition. For me, sports marketing is something very complex. It's a product, it's a service for sale in a huge market that today is mainly the media. Okay? Is a giant money machine. This is sports marketing. Is a powerful communication tool that we use and is one of the most powerful in the world. In sports marketing, accordingly to my theory, the technique The operational side goes in a very strong connection with the imagination and the invention, what I define the creative side, pushing it up to a very breaking point, out of the rules, out of the box. In one sentence, sports marketing is marketing taken to the nth power. I use a lot of videos in my lectures. I love videos. I think they explain perfectly the topics we are discussing, and this is one of my favorite videos. It's about probably the biggest sports marketing product in the world, that are the Olympic Summer Games. Let's take a look.
What a swing, Michael Phelps.
This is what I came here for. I'm a legend now. I am the greatest athlete there ever is.
And this is Rio 2016. We are very excited to see this event coming. Let's be a little more serious back. What are the cornerstones of my theory? I think that we basically start with the planning. Planning is the first activity, it's the most important starting point. Developing a strategy and executing this strategy is fundamental. Of course, implementing and proving the effectiveness of of our strategy, enlarging and diversification of our source of income. We will be developing these topics a little bit more later, and tracking and checking the results. So these 5 points are 5 of my cornerstones. What are the growing factors in the sports industry? Competitive success. So no event, no teams, no athletes can in the long term being successful and keep growing if without the factor R. Factor R stands for results. So the results are very important in sports. Number 2, sports is a different industry than others because it's social, educational, entertainment purposes. So that's for any sports marketing, those are very, very important points and aspects to consider. Fan engagement is my favorite. Fan engagement and entertainment is the last frontier of sports marketing. We always try to involve all the demographic, all different targets, and engage them in every possible way. And of course, as we saw before, the revenues enlargement. If we have our pie with our sales, we have a different source. The goal is to enlarge this pie as much as possible, diversifying the slice, so to avoid that there can be a problem in case one of these sources is missing. This is my idea. Sports needs to be considered as a product or as a service, doesn't matter, but in the same way. If sports is a product or service, and for example, rugby is my favorite, but works with any sport, I promise. If rugby is a sport, of course, the equation is rugby equal sport or service. If rugby is a product, we need to communicate and need to market with the same way we will be marketing another product or service. So in which way? Checking, understanding, finding the USP, the unique selling proposition or unique selling point. For example, in this case, which one is the USP of rugby? You know, and that's my bread and butter, let's say so. So rugby is a sport of values. Rugby is the ultimate team sports. Is a sport in which everybody's leader and nobody's leader. So the leadership is shifting, we say. Is a sport of primordial contact. Is a battle, but it's also a gentleman sport. So rugby is considered to be, the alternative sports in numerous countries. And this is, for example, the USP of rugby. And also, I summarize here, rugby is a fan and the values. Rugby is rules and creativity. I try to put all the difference. And rugby is a competitive spirit and respect. Everyone and no leadership, as we said. Tradition and modernity. And this is one of my favorite marketing campaigns from Iveco truck producers, and their payoff, their slogan is build the same way. So their truck are built the same way of the toughest players in the world, the All Blacks. And this is for rugby. But what is the challenge? The challenge for any sports marketing is to research the USP in every sport. In this case, I used the Italian national team of volleyball. That is probably better to see than rugby players. And the challenge is the same. What is the volleyball USP? What is that team USP? What is that event USP? So the concept and the rule is exactly the same that we will be using for any product, for any service. And this is how social media changed sports marketing in the last years. Before we were using, different communication media like TV. It was very, generic, was reaching everybody. Now we're using surgical tools that are social medias. So we're talking about quality versus quantity. We're talking about marketing one-to-one. And of course, this is one of my favorite topics to explain and to go much more in detail. And now my favorite part, my theory about sports marketing. In my personal theory, marketing is a puzzle with 4 big pieces or 4 pillars we will see later. One is benchmarking, the other one is the entertainment factor or fun engagement, very important, professionalism and management, and facilities or venues management. Let's take a look a little more in details. For professionalism, sports is one of the biggest industry in the world. It's a multi-billionaire company, of course, as everybody knows, and we need professionals to manage this business. Okay? Sometimes it's not the case. Sometimes sports, because it involves fun and engagement and entertainment, is used and is handled and managed differently. And this is one of the reasons there are so many sports marketing and management programs. Benchmarking, we will see in the next slide. Benchmarking is the technique that in general in business companies use to reach better performance and comparing themselves to other that are already performing in the best way. There is external benchmarking, internal benchmarking. We'll see in the next slide. Facilities and venues management. The best example is to see the Staples Center is a fantastic arena that works for more than 300 days a year. It was a huge investment, roughly $240 million, but they were in break-even after a few months. So, and then we know there's Lakers, Clippers, there is hockey, there is conventions, there is concept, there is everything. And so the step percentage is one of my favorite examples to see how we can manage and handle it the best way, the facility and the venues management. And entertainment, that's the best, of course. Total entertainment means reaching all the different targets, all different demographic. Fun engagement, we will see in the next slide. What is benchmarking? We have internal benchmarking and external benchmarking. Basically, we see at the best practice in our industry or in other industries, what I call contamination. When we import from other industries the best practice and try to evaluate, to try to improve our own performance. What has changed in sports marketing in the last, I would say, 10 years? That is a revolutionary change. The old school sports marketing was focusing on revenue, only on profitability. We are talking just about branding. We are focused on sales, okay? And we were talking about sponsorships. This is the old sports marketing. What is the modern sports marketing? The one that I like most, the one that is really exciting to me. Is a marketing much more modern, concentrated on total entertainment and fun engagement. Okay, is a marketing focused on customer satisfaction, on name recognition, on customer retention. We are talking about emotional marketing. It's a marketing that is much more dynamic and structured. It's a marketing which we are talking about partnerships and not only sponsorships. And this is my theory about sports marketing. Let's see under a different layout. For me, it's like based on 4 pillars. So this is sports marketing. Number 1, as we saw, is professionalism. This is number 1 pillars. Okay. The second one is benchmarking, to see what is be done in the best in our industry, in other industry. So benchmarking. Number 3, venues. Remember the example of Staples Center. Venues management. And number 4, for me, is one of the most important. Is of course is entertainment and fun engagement. Okay, that's the basic of sports marketing accordingly to my theory. When we talk about fun engagement is, as I said, is the last frontier of sports marketing. What we do, we engage, we attract, we reach every different demographic, every different targets. And what is the tool? The tool that we use today are mainly social medias, contests, competitions, events. Social media are very, very important in this fun engagement theory. And talking about total entertainment and fun engagement, this is the perfect quote. What's different between customer and fan? Well, fans will paint their face purple. Fans will evangelize. Every other CEO in every business is dying to be in our position. They are dying to have fans. And this is from Vivek Ranadiv, one of the owner of the NBA franchise Sacramento Kings. Well, let's move on to the next presentation. This is a perfect marketing product. It's from Manchester United, one of the top European soccer in the world, soccer club. And it's interesting already the title. This is entertainment, this is business. I think nothing better than this presentation can explain how a marketing product can be sold and marketed. Okay? So they start from a unique opportunity. #1 sports, #1 club, #1 marketing platform, Manchester United. They also stated that Manchester United is the most recognizable soccer club in the world. So when you say soccer, you say football, talking in European, you say Manchester United. Let's see how Manchester United is promoting and advertising their hospitality packages. They start from their incredible venues. This is one of the top stadiums in the world, the Old Trafford, the famous Old Trafford, the theater of dreams. Let's see already in this statement how they, emphasize this venue. The world's favorite stadium, so big statement. Built in 1910, is one of the oldest stadiums in the world, the largest stadium in the United Kingdom with 76,000 capacity. They start with executive boxes at the North Stand. You can see already how clean, how cool is this hospitality area. You can notice here the match day programs that are a part of the package. And you can see, how they have these very nice, clean pictures to, to explain their contemporary designs, blah, 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 blah. And this is a personal branding. You can notice here there are, several customizable materials. You can see that there are, several other areas in which company can promote their brand. Linking to the event that is happening, to the soccer event. Outdoor terrace seating, of course, every suite, every skybox has an external, terrace seating to watch the game more, feeling more part of the crowd. That's very important. And, window tables, executive suite benefit are all part of these packages. The gallery, the Premier Suite, the Manchester Suite VIP, the Evolution, the Night's Lounge. Notice that they have all these picture of happy people that feel good, so it's very empathetic. Okay, the Captain's Lounge with some of the players being part of these corporate packages. South Stand Suite, of course, on the other side. 1968 suite, Manchester Suite. So they have their packages is really, really full of different options. Salford Suite, International Suite, the Academy and Kit Room with the 100 Club and 500 Club that are two very interesting programs that Manchester United is promoting. And here we go. This is the map. This is the theater of dreams, how they define the Old Trafford with the North Stand, East Stand, West Stand, and with different areas, very, very well explained and marketed in this map. Let's see if we accomplish all our goals. Let's see very quickly if we realize what we were thinking about. So I introduced myself. Hopefully I didn't annoy you, I didn't bother you with my long presentation. I hope I showed my teaching style. I presented, a couple of ideal sports programs. I introduced the sports marketing topics, and I talked about my theory about sports marketing. And we saw a couple of examples of sports marketing products like Manchester United or like the Summer Olympic Games. And I believe that we respected the deadline. Thank you very much. Last quote, I like quotes, is my favorite. #1 quote is from Lucio Annio Seneca, that is a Latin poet and author. They says, luck doesn't exist. Luck is what happens when talent meets opportunity. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day.